Welcome, everybody. Hello, and thanks for joining us today. We got another good seminar for you today. Welcome. It's Wednesday, and every Wednesday is Okuma Fish Labs Wednesday. So today is no exception. It's Wednesday, and those of you that are new, now you know, every Wednesday we start off talking about Okuma and Fish Labs. And Fish Labs is Okuma's lure company. They make lures for Okuma. Fish Labs is their lure company, and we're going to show you their lures today. We're going to show you a little bit. We just lost a couple feeds. That's why I kind of hesitated for a second, and I apologize. Something's going on. We lost a couple of feeds for our Facebook. I don't know why, but we'll see if we can get it back on here. Hang with me for just a second. I'm sorry. Little problem here with some social media stuff, but I think we're back. I think we got it going. So hang with me for just a second and we'll get going. We got a good one for you today. We're going to be talking about lobsters, and we're going to get deep into, like yesterday, we barely touched on it a little bit. And today we're going to get way deeper into the whole lobster thing. So stay with us for a minute here and we'll get going. But today is Fish Labs Okuma Wednesday. And so I got a couple of lures. I was up in the mangroves fishing for the last couple of days up in Lopez Mateo. We were catching snook, pargos, and orange mouth corvina. And I was using this, once we got the fish going pretty good, and it was every single bait, I tried this flanker pencil bait. And you guys have seen me, gang, you've seen me use this thing off the beach, catching needlefish, little roosters, and stuff like that. Well, I was using it up there in the mangroves, and I'll tell you, this thing, they were locked onto that sardine, and they were jumping on this. If you check it out, this flanker pencil bait, showing it to everybody, this flanker pencil bait is pretty spectacular. It looks like a big anchovy. They have different colors, but this flanker pencil bait from Fish Labs, the thing swims so bitchin', and it's got a little weight to it. You can cast it pretty good. Let's see how much it weighs, an ounce. If you can't cast a 1 ounce lure, you probably should practice casting. But let me tell you something. These little flanker baits, the motion that they make looks just like a regular anchovy or sardine swimming in the water. And these things work really, really good. I want you to go to fishlabs.com, look at these flanker pencil baits, pick out some, go to your local tackle store, follow the leads, figure out who's got them, order up some of these and have these in your tackle box. These are spectacular baits. And if you keep watching my YouTube channel, you'll see me fishing with these, and you'll see the fish that we caught using these flanker pencil baits. Fish Labs makes these. Then the other lure that I like a lot is these flutter. The Fish Labs Carnata flutter jigs. These things work really good on that yellowfin tuna. The color that this one is, it's going to resemble the red crab. They were locked onto this thing the last few years. This thing flutters down. When you come up on a foamer or something, you throw this out there on 50 or 60 pound and let it flutter down the middle of that bait ball. The tuna are just gobbling these things up. This thing works really, really good. And we're catching a lot of rockfish on this when the rockfish season was open. Fishing that fish in 300, 400 feet of water. You flutter this thing down to the bottom. Those rock cod couldn't help themselves. The reds were jumping on this. So check out Fish Labs. They have a huge selection of lures over there at Fish Labs. Just go on fishlabs.com, check it all out. Get yourself some Fish Lab lures. Can't go wrong. So real quick, gang, before we get going on the seminar, I want to let you all know I will be in Southern California on Sunday morning on the Let's Talk Hookup radio show on 1090 Sports Talk Radio on the AM radio. We're going to be doing a tribute to my pops. As most of you know, we lost my father on January 5th. And we're going to do a tribute show. Pete Gray, myself, Rick Maxa, and Ken Frankie from the president of the Sport Fishing Association of Southern California. We're going to have lots of guests calling in, talking about stories about the old man. That's going to be on the 23rd of Sunday from 7 to 9 on Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California #1 fishing radio show. Let's Talk Hookup. You can download the app. You can listen to it live if you have 1090 AM radio. Check it out. It's going to be a good show. Let's talk about our giveaway. I know I want to talk to you about lobsters, and I promise it's going to be good. But let me just add one more thing. I'm giving away a trip on the Helena, a 3/4 day trip. I am going to cover everything. You can take up to 20 of your closest friends. I wouldn't suggest taking that many people, but you can take a bunch of people if you want. It's on the Helena. It's a 3/4 day trip out of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing with Calvin Cooper, owner of Helena. He'll be running the boat. I'm going to cover everything: your rent rods, your tackle, your hooks, your bait, your food, your beer, your sodas. I got you covered. And all you have to do to qualify to win this, go over to my YouTube channel at Your Saltwater Guide, subscribe, and leave a comment. A lot of people are doing this. It's free. It costs you nothing. And let's make this hard for Kelly. Let's all go over there and leave a comment. But if you don't subscribe, if you just leave a comment, you won't be qualified. Best comment's going to win. We give this trip away every year. Last year, Justin Botrell and his family got to take advantage of it. They had a great time fishing without Calvin on the Helena. It's a 3/4 day trip out of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing on the Helena. Check it out. Go to DanaWharfSportFishing.com. Look at the Helena. I'm giving away that trip with Calvin on the Helena, so check it out. All right, gang. Thanks for being with me for a few minutes. Over on Instagram, you can leave a badge. If you enjoy what I do, if you enjoy these seminars every day, click on the badge. That gives me a little tip for doing this. On TikTok, you can leave a tip also over there. You can do it. Watch me on YouTube, watch me on TikTok, watch me on Facebook, watch me on Instagram, watch me. I'm all over the place. I'm hard not to see. But gang, there's different ways that you can show your appreciation. Leave a tip. The badges are the easiest way to leave the tip over on Insta, but just check it out. Gang, I wish when I started lobster fishing, I was thinking about this today. I wish that there was something like Your Saltwater Guide, the website back in those days, because when I started hoop netting for a living, taking people hoop netting for a living back in 2006, 2007, there was nobody that could show me or tell me or help me out with spots and how to do it and all the different things. And I would have gladly paid for some information. I would have gladly paid to know where the spots are. I would have gladly paid to know how to do this hoop net thing, because I was just trying to make a living and feed my family. And I've been running sport boats and yachts my whole life. And the reason I was able to be successful in that is because I had a lot of mentors growing up that were very, very good at the sport fishing deal. My father, for one, great mentor. Mike Thompson up there at Newport Landing. I learned how to fish really good from Mike. Him and I worked together for quite a while on the Patrician and on the Amigo. He taught me a lot about offshore fishing and how to read conditions and how to read all that stuff. And then as far as inshore fishing, I had a lot of really good mentors: Doug Harmon, Ray Dwayne, Danny Clutie, Bob Lorman, Kenny Nielsen, Rick Dosberg. I had a lot of really good mentors that were very, very good at that coastal thing. But what I didn't have is I had no one teaching me about this lobster thing. And I had to take everything I had learned over my lifetime and try to figure out how to catch lobsters for people with hoop nets. That's a whole new animal, gang. I don't care who you think you know, or how you, if you don't have a clue, it was a very, very tough nut to crack. So what I think is super awesome is that there is a human on the planet that's willing to share all their knowledge with you. Your Saltwater Guide, Captain Dave Hansen, aka me. I built this website, Your Saltwater Guide. On that website, I give you access to all the spots that I gained over all my years of fishing for a living in Southern California. And I give you all my lobster spots, gang. I know, Hard to believe that someone would do that for you. And then I teach you how to fish them. I have a whole series broke down on how to hoop net. And I don't make elaborate buoys and all this baloney that all these people have. I just break it down and make it the easiest way I possibly can. And that's what I try to tell you on these seminars every day. The easiest, softest, kindest way to catch these lobsters. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to get deeper into the knowledge that I accumulated over all the years of fishing for lobsters. And let me tell you something. You have to have bait. Yes, we know that. But what I don't understand and where the disconnect happens is all these people that think you have to have salmon heads for bait. That is absolutely unbelievable to me. Fishing for a living every single day, I want to try to simplify it to the most efficient way to catch whatever I'm fishing for. I want to try to simplify it. And that's what I've done with the lobster thing. Salmon heads are probably the worst thing you could possibly use. First of all, you have to go somewhere and collect them. A lot of places won't even give them to you. They'll charge you for them. You're going to have to pay for that bait somehow, somewhere. Then once you have a bunch of salmon heads, now you have to process them and try to get them into the cage, the bait cage, which we've already talked about on a million different seminars. Hey, Esteban, I need to talk to you. My buddies are coming down there on a yacht and they need you to help them out. So I'm going to call you when we're done with the show. He's over there on Facebook. I see him. So listen. So that salmon head is gnarly to deal with. You can't get it in the tube, which I already told you, you have to use a bait tube. Why? Because of the California sea lion. But you're still getting salmon heads and cutting them in half and going through all the baloney and then putting them in a cage, then throwing your hoop in the water, and then you're pissed because you have sea lions following you the whole night. Gang, there's never a time on any of my videos for the last 6 years that I've been making on how to do this that I talk about using salmon heads. You know what absolutely loves salmon heads? Sea lions. Now, why would you be using something to bring the sea lions around? It's hard enough just getting away from the sea lions and getting to an area where we can fish. And then you're going to attract them with a salmon head and a bait cage. That is the lamest thing I've ever heard of. From this point forward, if you're watching my videos and you're tired of sucking, or you're tired of dealing with the salmon, you don't want to use salmon heads anymore. I know your sisters, brothers, aunts, cousin caught a bunch on salmon heads. And gang, I caught more on sardines than your brother, sister's aunt ever caught on a goddamn salmon head. Sardines, anchovies, or mackerel work phenomenal. And where do they have them? At every bait barge up and down the California coast. But you got to make sure before you go on your trip that you have bait secured. That's for damn sure. My buddy Ryan up at Sleigh Day, he'd tell you they got caught with their pants down a couple of weeks ago. They went out. Both bait barges were closed for some strange reason in Long Beach Harbor. And they couldn't get any bait, and it was a mad panic. Before you go, you got to check. All the numbers are posted for all the bait barges up and down the coast. You want to make sure that you have bait. But you don't want to, from today forward, stop using salmon heads. That's ridiculous. First of all, it's a giant hassle to deal with. You're not going to get them in your bait tube. So you're already taking about 75% of your success off by not using a seal-proof bait cage. You're using that little square box cage that the sea lions are on. They're very visual. If you've ever seen a sea lion, they have big, giant black eyes. That's so they can see at night. And they're going to follow that bait cage down to the bottom, and they're going to stay with it until they get that salmon head out or until you throw the salmon head over. That's ridiculous. You've already cut yourself out of 75% of success. Sardines or anchovies or mackerel in a tube, a bait tube made by Promar or the ones I make on my PVC video that you can watch on my website. It's gold. Okay, so we already know that we suck if we're using salmon heads. Okay, and I know your sister's brothers caught limits on it once. That's fine. I don't want to deal with all that crap. I surely don't want to deal with cutting up salmon heads. Next thing is you got to have spots. And you better know more than one spot. And gang, that's why your saltwater guide is so important to be a member of. You cannot access the spots videos if you do not have a membership. And a membership costs you $4.99. That's going to get you access to over 400 how-to videos. But then you're going to be able to purchase one-time price of $50. You'll have all the spots. Where are these spots at, Dave? San Diego, LA, Long Beach, Catalina, San Clemente Island, San Nick, Santa Rosa, Santa Cruz. Everywhere that there's water, I have spots for you in Southern California. I cover everything for you. I don't understand why someone didn't do that for me when I was trying to figure stuff out. I had to go out there and figure it out on my own. I read these posts on Bloody Decks and I read these posts on Instagram where there's a lot of unintelligent people on there telling you, well, you need to go figure it out on your own. Well, how goddamn stupid is that? No, you don't. There's people like me that already figured it out for you. It's your day. You have a big business and you have very good, successful business. The day you go fishing, you want to be successful. So why wouldn't you take all this knowledge and all these spots and use it? I would if there was a place for me to access it, believe me. Every time I want to try something different, I just went to Lopez Mateo and fished for 3 days. And I paid a guide every single day. And I fished with that guide every single day. And I caught the living bejesus out of the fish. Because it's all about knowledge. You got to have knowledge. And if, when I go fishing, my time is so valuable that I want to make sure that I succeed when I go. Why don't you want to? Why is it so hard for you to understand that there's all this knowledge there over at Your Saltwater Guide that I'm sharing it every day with you on Instagram and Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok? I give you all this knowledge on these seminars, but I'm just telling you, go a step further. Go over to Your Saltwater Guide and look at all the cool stuff that's over there. I'm just trying to help. So look at no more salmon heads, know some spots. Get some spots and have some spots. And you've got to have more than one because there's a good chance that when you get to your hot spot, somebody may already be there. And if you don't have any more spots, you're going to be sucking your thumb, sitting on your tackle box, going, oh, the guy's on my spot. The guy's on my spot. No, he's not. None of these spots belong to anybody. It's ever since the beginning of time. It's whoever gets there first. It's the way it's been since my father was fishing in the late 40s and early 50s, and it's the same way now in 2022. Who gets there first? It's their spot. I don't care if you're the guy that's been running the boat in San Pedro for 10 minutes and you think you own the ocean. Nobody owns nothing, and it's whoever gets there first. And so you better know more than one spot. How do I get all these spots? Go to my yoursaltwaterguide.com. I got them all for you. You never have to suck again. Gang, I'm going to wrap things up here. We've gone on a little bit longer than normal. We got about 15 minutes. We start losing people. I understand. You got a job. You got things to do. Don't forget, Let's Talk Hookup on Sunday morning, 7 to 9 o'clock, 1090 Sports Talk Radio or Let's Talk Hookup. Download the app. I'm going to be doing a tribute with Ken Frankie and Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa about my father. We're going to have a lot of special guests on there talking, telling stories. If you haven't gone over to YouTube and watched the 5-part series on me and my dad sitting down doing an interview, telling all the old stories, that's something fun to see. If you haven't seen that yet, go over to YouTube. Check that out. When you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. That's going to enter you into the contest to win the free trip on the Helena out of Dana War Sport Fishing. I'm going to pay for everything. All you have to do is show up. If you don't have fishing poles, we'll cover you with that. Food, drink, bait, fish cleaning, tip for the crew. You'll have to do that. You'll have to tip the crew. You'll have to tip Calvin and his crew. Other than that, I got you covered. I'll take care of everything for you. So listen, thank you all every day for watching me. Thank you all for doing this. My day doesn't start until 1:30 every day because I want to make sure I do this show for you. Down here in Mexico, we're an hour ahead of you. Nothing happens until after I do my show every day. Thank you all for watching for the last 2 years. I really appreciate it. Over on Facebook alone last month, we had 4.8 million views of our seminar. Thank you. That means a lot to me. TikTok, Instagram, you're all pumping along. Everybody, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't thank you enough. And my little sister, Donna, wants to make sure everybody knows how appreciative she is of all the pouring of love towards her and towards the family over the death of our father. Thank you, everyone, for everything. We really appreciate it all. Make sure you listen to the show. I'll be with you Friday. I'm going to go fishing tomorrow. I'm going to go make some marlin videos tomorrow. So I'm going to be fishing all day tomorrow. I won't be with you tomorrow. But thank you, and I'll be back with you Friday. Have a great day. Turn off the news. They're all lying. There's cruise ships in here. People are everywhere. It's okay. Go outside. Enjoy life. It's okay. Turn off the goddamn TV. Bye.